Hi, I'm Duyen. Before moving into the analysis, I just want to briefly connect the presentation back to my previous assignment on BYD Vietnam. I found that BYD main challenge in Vietnam is not really about having quick technology. The bigger issue is that strong technology does not automatically make consumers trust the brand. So in the presentation, I want to look beyond the product itself and focus on two external factors that can shape the trust reference groups, and culture. To quick recap, my target market is trust-seeking consumers. They are people who are interested in EV but still hesitate because they are concerned about things like battery safety, charging, after-sales service, and long-term ownership. In assignment 2, I already proposed two solutions. One focused on letting consumers experience the car directly, and the others focused on giving them more reassurance after purchase. But that still leaves one important gap. Even if BYD gives consumers more information, they may still ask, can I really trust the brand? And who else is saying the same thing? That is why I now look at external influences. The first factor is reference groups. For me, the important point here is that buying EV is not a simple decision. It is expensive, quite technical, and consumers cannot fully know what ownership will be like before they actually own the car. Because of that, people naturally look at others for reassurance. Family and friends can make the decision feel safer. Experienced EV owners and automotive experts can help consumers compare brands more confidently, and online communities allow people to see what real ownership looks like over time. So the key issue for BYD is not just to communicate more, it's to make it claim credible to people consumers already trust. In other words, when several independent sources say similar things about BYD, the decision feels less risky, but trust is not about who say it, it is about how consumers interpret what they hear. This is where cultures become important. Consumers do not evaluate a foreign brand for a completely neutral way. They bring existing belief about countries of origin, product quality, and foreign brand into the decision. For BYD, this matters because it's a Chinese origin brand. Research shows that country image and consumer ethnocentrism can influence Vietnamese consumer purchase intention toward Chinese products. I'm not saying that Vietnamese consumers automatically reject Chinese brands. The point is that country of origin can become an extra cue when consumers are already uncertain. So even if BYD has strong technology, that technology still needs to be explained in a way that feels relevant and credible in the Vietnamese market. Said simply, cultures do not change the technology, it changes how people interpret the technology. Based on the reference group analysis, my first recommendation is BYD 19-day proof. The idea is quite simple. Instead of using a normal testimonial where someone just say they love the car, BYD should let real owners show what ownership actually look like over time. Select owner would document the experience across 90 days, including charging, range, running costs, maintenance, and warranty. I think it's important that they also talk about challenges, not only positive experiences, because if everything looks too perfect, customer may see it as advertising again. Then owner experience can be supported by Q&A session and independent expert review, so there are two layers of credibility. The owner gives the real-life experience, and the expert gives the technical explanation. The logic is more credible evidence means less uncertainty. Less uncertainty means more confidence, and more confidence makes consumers more willing to move toward inquiry or test driver. And this is different from assignment 2 because there, consumers test the car themselves. Here, they are also testing the credibility of the owner's decision through other people. My second recommendation responds to the cultural issue. If recommendation 1 is about who consumers believe, recommendation 2 is about how BYD should make its evidence meaningful in Vietnam. BYD should still keep its global technology credential because that's a part of what made the brand competitive. But the way those credentials are communicated should be more locally relevant. For example, simply saying that BYD has a van battery technology is quite abstract. Consumers are more likely to care when that information answers practical questions like, it is safe, is charging convenient, what happens if I need quality support, and where can I service the car? So this strategy would use consumer panels, Vietnamese language contained in message pretexting to make sure BYD is not just translating words, but actually translating the meaning of its technology into the local context. So the goal is not to localize the technology itself, it's to localize how that technology is understood. To sum up, the analysis showed that BYD just challenge operated at multiple levels. For experience answer, can the vehicle perform? Reference group answer, do credible author validate it? And cultural answer, do the evidence feel credible and relevant in my market? So stronger purchase intention requires more than product brief alone. BYD needs to combine direct experience, social validation, ownership reassurance, and cultural relevance. Together, this mechanism can move just seeking consumer from technological interest toward greater confidence and purchase consideration in Vietnam. Thank you.